Hey, I'm Noah, and today I'm going to be talking about the need for personal philosophy in schools. So there's this thing called PBIS, I think it's called, and basically the heart of it is making a list of expectations, like 3 to 5, for students to follow to avoid the traditional discipline system. And I think for that purpose it succeeds. Like, it makes sense. Let me do an example. So basically you pick a word, I don't know, sound. Let's do sound. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, we're at the maximum. So now I just need to pick some kind of way to fit expectations into this word. Like, set goals. That's a good one. Organize. Oh, that's a quality one right there. Understand others. No bullying. And determination. And there you go, just like that PBIS model. You just make a list of expectations within a word and have kids follow them. This one kind of sucks, but I picked a bad word. Like, there aren't many words that start with N, I could have done better. So like I said, this system, it's good for avoiding the downfalls of the discipline system of just punishing anytime a student acts out, but it's not good for making good people. You can't make well-rounded people just with the system, because as I see it, it kind of takes the concept of personal philosophy and separates the reasoning from the behavior. In a thing like this, there's no reasoning here. There's no principle. It's just expectations. Like, I don't tell you why you should organize. I don't even agree with this point. Like, understand others. Why? I don't know. That's just what you gotta do to not get in trouble. Like, it's cool that it lays out expectations, but there's no reasoning. You're not gonna make well-rounded people who are moral and uphold their integrity at all times. Like, you're not gonna get that, because for integrity, you need principles to act on when nobody's watching. But expectations, just following expectations, those are entirely just when other people are watching, because other people have to give you these expectations. When you're in a group that doesn't care about sound, or my elementary school was armor, there's pride, like all of these little acronyms. When you're not in a setting that reinforces these, you're just not gonna follow them. Like, I don't go home and think about applying armor to my interactions at home. Like, there's no reason to. Like, why would I? It's just something that people told me to do. So you have a bunch of students who are never given the idea or motivation to form their own moral backbone. And so what happens is they're just pulling what their behavior should be from the groups they're in, just like what these expectations are doing. So when you leave school and go hang out with your friends, and your friends think alcohol is a cool way to chill out, what's stopping you? Is this going to stop you? Am I gonna say, sorry friends, I'm not gonna do that because I have determination to stay clean? Like, no, there's no reasoning behind it. These high pressure situations, you have to have a backbone to rest on, or else there's no motivation to just be good. So the solution, instead of giving students expectations to follow like people give them for the rest of their life in jobs, in social situations, whatever, you need to give them the opportunity to develop a backbone, to develop principles, and investigate forms of philosophy and see what works for them so that they have something to rest on. It's not enough just to say, you need to show determination, and here's some situations, here's how you show determination in them. Why? There's no why left. That's what personal philosophy is. It gives you the why, and it gives you that internal pressure instead of an external pressure that you get from expectations. The internal pressure is from you understanding what the right thing is and why it's the right thing. It's much harder to do the wrong thing if you have those principles to rely on. So instead of a traditional model or a PBIS model, I would recommend, especially to high schools, to give students the opportunity to look at different philosophies, to look at different principles, and decide which makes most sense for them. Give them the chance to see the reasoning behind the conclusions. In that way, you're actually going to have morally developed, good students, and not just students who are following orders. And another aspect of PBIS is positive reinforcement with like rewards and stuff. Now, it depends from school to school how much that's actually used, but I don't see that as a very good option because you're basically just teaching people good action has to be rewarded. And that's not always the case. That action is the reward, at least in my philosophy. But that could be a topic that's covered in some kind of lesson, because schools tend to use a lot of time teaching lessons about their little sound or pride or armor, stuff like that. They spend time on that, and it's time that could be used on other philosophical lessons. So use that time and talk about, why do some philosophies think that you should be rewarded for good action? Why should you not be rewarded? Why does it not matter? Have students make these connections and critically think and develop their own principles. School ultimately is about developing your character, being a better person. It's not about learning how to follow orders and expectations and just going along with whatever morality is thrown at you by other people. This is incredibly important, especially in the environments kids are growing up in right now. Like, have you seen Twitter? You can have a post about British Parliament members spending a few minutes talking about beans on breakfast cereal. And then the first comment is like, wow, do I hate rich people? It's about beans, chill. This is the environment, just toxicity, polarization, no regard for respect for other people. And this is normalized. Students need more values besides their political ones that they end up affiliating with and then acting with the group. And you know how it goes, more polarization, it's downhill. Go ahead and leave a comment about if you agree or disagree with me. And I really would like to hear from some other high school students, because I'm a junior. Like, I'm familiar with our system, but I don't know how they do it at other high schools. I would like to hear about that. But anyway, thanks for watching. Make sure to leave a like, leave that comment, subscribe, ring the bell, and I'll catch you next time.